The knock on my front door came just before sunset, the kind of knock that carried fear instead of impatience. When I opened it, I almost didn't recognize the woman standing there. Rachel, my wife Rebecca's closest friend for more than 15 years, was drenched from the rain, her eyes swollen from crying, and she looked as though the weight of the world had settled on her shoulders. Before I could ask what had happened, she whispered 7 words that froze me where I stood. She asked if she could stay at my house for just one night. What happened after that changed, not only her life, but mine forever. Before we continue, if you believe kindness can heal broken hearts, that forgiveness is stronger than pride, and that everyone deserves a second chance, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone who believes in hope, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps these stories reach people who need them the most. My name is Samuel Carter, and I lived in a quiet neighborhood outside Nashville, Tennessee. Rebecca and I had been married for 12 years. Rachel had always been part of our extended family. She celebrated birthdays with us, brought homemade pies every Thanksgiving, and never forgot our anniversary. She was the cheerful one who always encouraged everyone else, which was exactly why seeing her completely broken frightened me. I invited her inside without asking questions. She kept apologizing between tears, insisting she wasn't trying to cause trouble. Rebecca rushed downstairs after hearing voices and immediately wrapped Rachel in a hug. For nearly an hour, Rachel couldn't find the strength to explain why she was there. She simply held a warm cup of tea while staring at the fireplace, as if gathering pieces of herself that had fallen apart. Finally, the truth emerged. Rachel had spent years caring for her elderly father after her mother passed away. She had left a promising teaching career to become his full-time caregiver. When he recently passed away, the relatives she trusted most appeared only to argue over his property. Through legal technicalities she barely understood, she found herself forced to leave the home where she had spent her entire life. The movers had packed everything into storage, and every hotel nearby was fully booked because of a music festival in the city. She had nowhere safe to spend the night. Rebecca looked at me before saying a word. Neither of us needed to discuss it. Rachel wasn't just her best friend, she was family. We prepared the guest room, cooked dinner together, and tried to make the evening feel normal. Yet behind every smile Rachel offered, I could see exhaustion mixed with quiet shame. She kept thanking us for the smallest kindness, which only revealed how alone she had felt. The following morning, I noticed Rachel sitting on the back porch, watching the sunrise. She admitted something that surprised me more than anything else. She wasn't afraid of losing her house. She was afraid of losing her purpose. For years, caring for her father had defined every hour of every day. Without him, she no longer knew who she was. Those words stayed with me long after breakfast. I owned a small woodworking business that crafted custom furniture for churches and community centers across Tennessee. We had recently started a program teaching woodworking skills to veterans and adults rebuilding their lives after hardship. An unexpected thought crossed my mind. Rachel had once been an incredible teacher. Perhaps what she had lost wasn't simply a home. Perhaps she needed a place where people still needed her. A week later, after discussing everything with Rebecca, we invited Rachel to help organize educational workshops at the business. She hesitated at first, convinced she had nothing valuable left to offer. But within days, something beautiful happened. The same patience she had shown while caring for her father transformed into gentle encouragement for every student who walked through our doors. People who had arrived feeling defeated began leaving with confidence because someone finally believed in them. Months passed, and Rachel slowly rebuilt her life. She rented a small cottage nearby, reconnected with former colleagues, and even returned to teaching part-time while continuing to volunteer with our workshop. Watching her laugh again felt like watching spring arrive after an endless winter. It reminded me that healing rarely comes all at once. Sometimes it begins with nothing more than a single open door. One afternoon, Rachel handed Rebecca and me a handwritten letter. Inside, she thanked us for giving her something far greater than a place to sleep. She wrote that we had reminded her she still mattered. She ended the letter with words I will never forget. Sometimes the greatest miracle isn't finding a new home. It's finding people who make you feel at home again. If this story has touched your heart even a little, please take a moment to like the video, subscribe for more uplifting stories, and share it with someone who may need hope today. Your kindness helps these messages reach hearts that may be quietly hurting. Before this story ends, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment answering this question. Have you ever experienced a moment when someone's simple act of kindness completely changed your life? Your story might encourage someone else who is reading the comments today. As Rachel stood beside us months later at our community workshop, smiling with genuine joy as new students walked through the doors, I realized her request had never really been about needing one night of shelter. It had been about asking whether someone still believed she was worth saving from loneliness. That evening, our family discovered a lesson none of us would ever forget. A house becomes a home, not because of the walls that surround it, but because of the compassion waiting behind the front door. Sometimes the smallest act of welcome creates a future that no one could have imagined, proving that hope often arrives disguised as a quiet knock at the door.